Hi everybody, TJ Mack Vintage Cards here, and today I'm profiling a 1956 Topps football set. And as I've done in my other videos for football, selected 18 cards to look at for this set. I collect 18 cards from every year that I consider the cards that I like the most. I call them the key cards from 1950 to 1989 for football. And here's the 56. Beautiful, colorful design. This is when Topps took over making the football cards, and they were the sole game in town until 1989, aside from maybe some regional issues here and there. But I think they did a really good job when they had the football cards. I always liked the Topps issues, and this was a very nice debut set, very 50-ish with the bright colors in the background. I like how they have the white outlines around the players. You gotta love these logos. You got the 49er guy shooting the gun. There's a nice giant player throwing. Chicago Cardinals, really cool cardinal bird there, obviously. Just great logos. Detroit Lions. Just, like I said, fabulous set. So let's go ahead and get into it, start looking at some of these cards. Norm Van Brocklin, I showed this card in Through the Cardboard episode on Norm Van Brocklin, but here again is his 56 Topps. He's leading the way here. Got the ageless wonder George Blanda, third-year card. Emlyn Tunnell, I'm going to talk about this guy here for a second. Love this player. It says halfback on the card. I'm going to talk about what all those positions mean in a future episode of Through the Cardboard, but for now, he was a safety predominantly in the NFL. Played 11 seasons with the New York Giants and 3 with the Green Bay Packers. Vince Lombardi was a defensive coordinator for the Giants in 56. He went on to coach the Packers, I believe, in 58. And then Tunnell found his way over to the Packers because Lombardi wanted him. So that's where he finished his career for the last 3 years. And this guy, shout out to Cy Guy 29, went to Iowa. I know Cy Guy's an Iowa State guy, but he did go to Iowa, so he was in your state at one time. It was a great player to have in your state. And he was the first black player to be signed by the Giants and later became the first full-time black assistant coach in the NFL. He was also the first black player to be inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So this guy was a trailblazer, and he was just a game-changing defensive player. He was one of the earliest ball hawks in his era. This is, again, when the passing game was coming of age, and he would patrol the field like Willie Mays at the Polo Grounds. So now he was outstanding at selling himself to say, hey, you know, I'm too far away from the ball. Quarterback would release it, and he would just break in and intercept that ball. And he had great results in his career. He had 79 interceptions, which is second all-time to Paul Krause. He was a 6-time first-team All-Pro. No doubt in my mind, and it's just my opinion, he would have been a receiver in today's game. He just had great instincts to the ball. I think he would have had a great catch radius. Video I watched in this guy, he was just a game-changing defensive side of the ball player, one of the first in NFL history. So not enough credit given to him, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about him. Here's Chuck Bednarik, Concrete Charlie. Art Donovan will be a future episode of Through the Cardboard. This guy's the oral storyteller of the NFL, as I've said before, from the 50s. Just a hilarious guy. Rosie Brown, that's his rookie, tackle for the Giants. Last card here of Tom Fears, a great receiver for the Rams. This is the Joe Schmidt rookie. He played years before this card came out. He was on the 53 championship team for the Lions, but this is his first card, so we'll call it his rookie or first card. He played 13 years at linebacker for the Lions. Again, it says halfback. He was a linebacker. It's just called that position back then. He won 2 championships in 53 and 57. 10-time All-Pro. In 57, the Lions beat the Browns in the NFL championship game 59-14. Schmidt had an interception in the game, and he held the great Jim Brown to 20 carries and 69 yards. And 29 of his yards was on one run. So the other 19 carries, Jim Brown only had 40 yards. So that was a great Lions team that year. And Schmidt, he just had great anticipation. He had a natural ability to frequently know the play before it even happened, and he'd be there to stop it. He's a tough guy. Jerry Glanville tells about a preseason game, and this is during the days of no face mask. And he takes a heel to the eye in this game. His eye is ripped open. He's bleeding pretty bad. He gets 22 stitches at halftime. Again, preseason game, and his coach tells him, you're starting in the second half. Schmidt says, I don't know if I can see. Coach says, just see what you can out of the other eye, and he sends him back in the game. You know, again, I love to talk about the toughness of these players. I just very underappreciated what these guys had to do, and really enjoy doing these videos and just bringing some light to these guys, and hopefully, you know, maybe inspiring some people to buy some of their cards, because they're just fun cards to have in your collection and talk about, you know, football in its early days. Here's a Bill George rookie. He was a guard and a linebacker, two-way player. Hugh McElhenney, he was the halfback. He had 916 yards rushing, third in the NFL that year, 8 touchdowns. Remember, they only played 12 games, so a little different time then. You had Frank Gifford here. He was really a player whose stats didn't jump out at you, but in his 12-year career, he had 3,609 yards rushing, 367 catches for 5,467 yards, and 77 total touchdowns. He was a great all-around athlete. He returned kicks and punts. He made 2 field goals, 8 extra points. He threw 14 touchdown passes. He played defensive back and had 2 interceptions early in his career. I mean, again, standout athlete, could be counted on to perform in the clutch. When the team needed a key run or a catch, Frank Gifford was the guy. 1956 saw him take home the MVP, leading the league with 1,426 yards from scrimmage and winning the NFL championship as they destroyed the Chicago Bears 47-7. And Gifford was a star of that game, 4 catches, 131 yards, and a touchdown to go with 5 rushes and 30 yards. He finished his career with 8 Pro Bowls, 4 All-Pros, first ballot Hall of Famer. And then after his career, he had, you know, good looks, charm, and he had the football prowess. So it led him to numerous endorsements, and he had a great broadcasting career, I think retiring from Monday Night Football to finish it. So, again, great player, and just really coming into his own in the 56 season. Here you got Ollie Matson, Chicago Cardinals. He was second in the league in rushing that year with 924 yards, and he had 5 touchdowns. And then going down here, we got Lenny Moore, rookie card. These are coming up now. You see those great Colts players starting to pop into these sets. You had Marchetti in 52. You got Art Donovan also in 52. Then you got Lenny Moore's rookie. Then Ray Berry's rookie's 57. I believe Amichi's rookie, I want to say, is 55. And then you got Unitas, of course, in 57. Jim Parker in 59. Just all these great Colts players coming out around this time. Elroy Crazy Leg Hirsch took 55 off from football cards. I don't know if he missed that season, but he didn't have a card that year. So here's his 56. Y.A. Tittle, you know, one of the outstanding quarterbacks for the 49ers and really later on in his career with the Giants. Ernie Stautner. Joe the Jet Perry. And we're finishing up here with Bobby Lane. And Bobby Lane was second in the NFL in passing with 1,956 yards. 12-game season, but that's still not a lot of yards passing, under 200 yards a game. And he was 7th with 9 touchdowns. So again, different era, but a fun era to talk about. And I really hope you enjoy these videos. I know, again, the football cards don't get as much love, but that's why I'm here in this community. I really want to raise these cards up and really get the stories out here of some of these players, because I thoroughly enjoy reading about the football history, and you know, I'm just going to keep advocating for getting some of these players some recognition from this era. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope everybody has a great day.